Hey guys, Scott Adams here again. So something I realized recently or over the weekend thinking about things I needed to get done with our business is that the holidays are here. It's, I know it's really early November, but if you think about it, we've got this week, we have next week, and then it's Thanksgiving week. And pretty much things kind of quiet down in some organizations, but for many others, they pick up dramatically in that week, especially on Black Friday, then Cyber Monday, and then Cyber Week, and then just all the time leading up to the holidays. You can tend to have a ton of sales, especially if you're in retail or anything remotely related to Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the holidays where we give gifts. So right now, I think it's super important for merchants to consider how the Visa and MasterCard monitoring programs work, and understand those rules, and also think about how your processor, your ISO, your payment company may interpret things and how they might look at you. Because I just see all the time in January, February, March, people get into programs and they don't know why. They think, hey, I just had a great sale. Why am I in a program? It doesn't make sense. And so just kind of the quick rule of thumb is to think about it this way, that anytime you have a spike in sales, in a way you're at risk, because how the card brands look at it. And so Visa, when they look at their chargeback rate and your fraud rates, they calculate it based on the number of chargebacks that come in a calendar month. They divide that by the transactions that came in that calendar month. So a great example is Black Friday and Cyber Monday, because those fall at the end of a month. November could be one of your biggest months of the year. Maybe it is your biggest month of the year. And then comes December. So December, it may be just as good. It might be better, or it might not. It might drop off significantly. So, you might look at it that maybe your chargeback rate won't be super high in December, but maybe those first couple of weeks will be. And when you're a payment processor and the risk department's looking at their portfolios, they're going to see you had a lot of chargebacks probably coming in versus those sales. And since the months are different, you had sales late one month and then not as many sales early the next month, it can look like a really high chargeback rate. And depending on the appetite for risk your processor has, that could right there get you in trouble. So remember, they don't have to go by the card brand rules. I understand that the rules are out there, and they say that, for example, you're not supposed to have to worry about your chargeback rate so much if you're under 100. But that's the Visa rule. That's not your processor's rule. So think about those kind of things. And then kind of the bigger problem generally comes that, December you might have had higher than normal sales versus November, versus other months. But the math might work out that you're going to keep seeing chargebacks across November, December into January and February because of the tail. And then you have December, which probably has higher sales. But then January comes and you might not have many sales at all, or you might drop off at least back to normal levels for you versus your holiday sales. And so in January, it's even worse than December, because most of the time there's no big holiday in January for people to buy a lot of things. It's going to be more returns than anything. So you're going to see chargebacks from December, and you're not going to see enough sales to offset that as far as your chargeback rate goes. And so many merchants end up getting into trouble right then. Like I was thinking of January 10th and February 10th tend to be huge months for monitoring programs. So remember to think about it kind of as a flow. And luckily MasterCard made a change a while back that they look at the math as chargebacks this month versus transactions last month. So that does help you, like say in December. Not going to help you for February. And you always have chargebacks that trail. So you need to remember that. And you've got a reason and explanation. But still, once you get into a program, if the card brands tag you for a monitoring program, then you have to stay out and stay under the thresholds for 3 months in a row. And those first 3 months of the year tend to be higher chargeback rates. So it can get really difficult. And so, this week we're going to talk more as the week goes on about things you can do to prevent these things. Some of it around the sales process, some of it around customer service, and some of it around monitoring your disputes and hopefully preventing those. So I guess happy holidays. It's going to start. So be ready. So I hope that helps. Thanks a lot.